A while back, you might recall, I had the idea of doing shows where we featured collectors who would come on the show and bring some of their collector's items to show you. And the first show we did like that featured Neil Spencer, and he had a bunch of great stuff that we showed, and the show got a lot of views. So I invited him back and said, hey, if you want to come back and do it again, why don't you bring some more stuff? So that's exactly what he's done. So welcome, Neil, to the show.
Thank you.
How you doing?
Doing good.
This show, I wanted to dive a little bit into Elvis Presley Enterprise memorabilia, which is something I've really never talked about on their show, and I probably should do a whole show about it. Neil has brought a lot of really cool stuff from the 50s, and then some really super rare stuff and unusual stuff from the 70s, just a few things, then we'll get to that. So why don't we start off with the 50s stuff. Now,
Alrighty.
I've known you for a long time. You didn't really collect 50s stuff that much in the beginning.
I was so young, I didn't know what was out there.
So you didn't really, you didn't really focus on that.
Just focusing on music at the time.
You got a 56 record player.
And the 56 record player finally.
Was the record player your first 50s thing, or?
Yeah, well, it's one of the first things of the 50s that I've ever had, yes.
Did that inspire you to get more?
Yes, yeah, oh, definitely.
Let's show some of these things here.
All righty.
I'm not sure where we should start, but I think why don't we start at the front of the table here.
Okay.
This is actually a wallet from 1956, and it says Elvis Presley Enterprises on the back, all rights reserved, and it even says 56, and it has a little snap, and it opens up, and just to see, so you can see what it looks like. That's the wallet there. And these are kind of cool. I wonder if these probably sold for like 50 cents or $1 back in the day. But, you know, they have the little drawing of Elvis on the front, and they use this artwork on different things. Pretty much the same design. Yeah. Here's another wallet, and this one I think has more of the popular artwork that they use, and that's Elvis with the gold record, or the record behind him. Well, I guess it is a gold record. It's a wallet inside, and it even has a little certificate. All right, and you know, I don't. For this one, it says Elvis Presley Enterprises on it, so it's funny because when you look at this paper and you smell it, you can smell this is old. Yeah. Right? And this has got to be from the 50s, but here's another wallet, and then on the back, it says 56 on the back. So there's another wallet from 1956. This one's cool. This is a coin purse, shaped like Elvis's head. I mean, I've seen these, but I don't think I've ever really seen that many in person.
I haven't either.
Because they're pretty rare.
Yeah.
Right? Where'd you end up getting this from?
I don't remember.
Okay.
It's been so long.
Probably at a show?
Show, I'd say, yeah, definitely.
Okay. Obviously, pictured from, I guess, Love Me Tender. Kind of looks like Love Me Tender. I don't see an Elvis Presley Enterprise on it, but I know it's from the 50s, or I believe it is, because it's, because the coin purse, you open up the bottom, and the coins go in there, right? That's kind of cool. So again, another 50. It's got to be 56 because Love Me Tender came out in 56, I think. So that's pretty cool. Here's another wallet. This one I know for sure is from the 50s. I've seen this many times. You'll see it has a window, and there's a picture of Elvis, a young Elvis, in the window. The way you can really tell that this is from the 50s, it's got a lot of wear on it. It still has the little chain. I don't know what this chain is for. It's kind of weird. Yeah. You know, like, is this a woman's purse or something?
I guess. Yes.
Okay. You know, Carol says, it is. So, but it's kind of a woman's thing, and it's got the famous artwork. And by the way, this artwork is from the 1254, Elvis's first album. So what they did was they kind of took that picture from the album cover, used it as artwork picture that they put on the different merchandise. And I'm sure that was the Colonel's idea. Yeah. And of course, a way to help promote the album as well. But so this one opens up. As you can see, it has a snap on it, and it snaps in. And then on the back, it has another snap. And I believe this is a coin a coin purse on the back. You brought this other one here, but I'm pretty sure this is a kind of a reproduction. And the only reason I say that is because, first of all,
it's fresher, new looking.
Yeah, it looks brand new.
Yeah.
I mean, this you could tell is old.
Oh, yeah.
And the material, too. This is much better material.
Yeah, right.
This is made of, like, plastic, right? And then this one here is made more like a modern-day wallet. And the picture, of course, inside is a picture of Elvis, but it's a nicer picture of Elvis. It's from the same time period, but, you know, the window's clearer. It's the same artwork. If you look, you can kind of see it's the same kind of artwork, right? But the one is not as good as the other.
Yeah.
You know, this one looks like an imitation of this one, you know, but still it's cool. I mean, I'm not sure where it's from, but it you know, it buttons, has a snap. And when you open it up, there's a TCB inside, the King of Rock and Roll, Elvis Presley. It says Frank Paul. So I don't know if this is Frank Paul is the manufacturer of this or where it came from, but you can see inside that it also has a little. Oh, I just noticed this. It's got a monkey.
Yeah.
It says Paul Frank Elvis Presley. It says unique item as a special effort between Paul Frank Industries and Elvis Presley's estate. Okay, so this is later, obviously, and it also has numbers. Like it says number 368 of 500. So, but anyway, it's cool. It's a cool reproduction of the original. So you've got one original and one reproduction, and I think they did a pretty good job of copying it.
Oh yeah,
you know,
definitely.
Do you remember where you got any of these, like this one or anything?
Well,
can you tell me about any of these?
Well, let's see. I think Fred Woberly, I got some of these from him. Yeah, and this one I don't know who I got it from.
Okay. It almost looks like something that could have been in the shops.
But I didn't get none of these in the shop. It was always at the shows.
All right.
I don't even remember when I got that one, to tell you the truth, the coin thing.
I'm pretty sure this is an original, although, you know, these could have been reproduced too. I have seen this before, and I know it has a zipper at the bottom, but it could be a reproduction too. I'm not sure. It's just the only thing
I just thought it was cool.
Yeah,
you know.
It's just so clean.
Yes.
You know, that's what makes me wonder. Maybe some viewer out there might know who collects this type of stuff. I know a lot of this stuff was reproduced at different times. So that's why I know for a fact that these earlier ones are legit, because it says Elvis Presley Enterprises 1956 on the back. I mean, one of the reasons I have these books up behind me is these are all books that I personally had in my collection that over the years I was able to look up some of these items to see what the value was and whatever. And Rosalind Craner's book, which is Elvis Collectibles 3rd edition. I talked about this on another show. This is a great book for memorabilia. Or maybe in the best of the Elvis Collectibles, which is another great book. You know what? I'm just going to take a real quick look. I'm going to show you this page right here. You're going to see Elvis Presley pencils. And at the top, you're going to see the zipper school book. That's on the top of the page. So what's really cool is we have them here. And there they are. This is a sealed pack of 1956 Elvis Presley Enterprise pencils. Never been opened. And it's got the cool picture of Elvis on the packaging. And I think it's in some kind of a wrap or something, right? It's kind of wrapped up, so it's sealed. But you probably could buy these in the store, like the 5 and dime or something like that. But
could have in Woolworths back in the day.
Right. Woolworths, yeah, definitely. But what's funny about this is you don't find anything like this sealed very often because they're pencils. People open them and they use them. So, and you just recently got this, right?
Recently got it.
Okay. So that's pretty cool. And I always liked how Elvis Presley Enterprises, whenever they marketed Elvis in the 50s, they always made sure they had to put a picture of him, you know, on the package in some way, because I don't think they could just sell something that just said Elvis. Although later on, you know, after Elvis died, his signature you know,
Yeah.
everybody would buy stuff because they all knew his signature.
Yeah.
But way back then, they put pictures of Elvis on everything. So I think these pencils are really, really cool. Okay, we got that. And then here we have what I just showed you in the book. This is the a 3-ring school binder from 1956 when the Colonel was putting Elvis's image on everything. Does this one zip open? Have you ever opened it?
I might have opened it. I'm not sure.
Well, let me take a look, see if it...
Yeah.
It looks like it comes open pretty easy.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of cool to look inside.
I can't remember. I might have looked at it one time.
Oh, yeah, the zipper's fine. It comes right open. You got to be careful when you're opening things from the 50s, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's a notebook. There you go. So how cool is that? You got that? So that's what's on the inside. Obviously, it's like a two-ring binder, right?
Okay.
It's 2 rings. Yeah, 2-ring binder for papers. So this is for school, and it's got I think it's got compartments on each side that opens up, and but yeah, this is beautiful. The one that I saw in the book there was green.
Okay.
This one's blue, and there's a white one too, I think. And he's wearing a green suit. Yeah. But again, folks, you'll notice it's the picture from the 1254 from the album cover, and like I said, they used it many times, like here, and then also on the wallet. So you can see both of them. Yeah. So yeah, this is really cool. I remember seeing this. Now, of course, somebody wrote on the bottom.
Yeah.
But you know, it's hard to find these things.
I know. Yeah.
You know, this you probably got this at a show too, I would imagine.
Yes, I got it down there. Yeah.
It's textured.
Yeah.
You know, you can feel the lettering and the artwork and everything. At the bottom it says 1956 Elvis Presley Enterprises. And if we're going to show this, then we have to show the one that's already everybody's probably looking at, and that is the 45s case.
45 case, yes.
And that's this here. I guess that people put their 45s in here. Mm-hmm. So you bought your Elvis 45s and you put them in. It even says Elvis Presley record case. And I like how it's got broken hearts on it. Like, that's got to be Heartbreak Hotel, right?
Yeah.
And then it's got a hound dog. And, of course, the picture from the 1254. Again, now, this thing's very delicate because of the latch. Yeah. You know, I've seen these before, but the latches are always broken. But this one still, it is kind of damaged. It just got a little split. Because, you know, these things are made of, like, plastic.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, not even really good material back then. Yeah. But just like that binder, it's you know, you can touch it and you can feel it. It's embossed. The pictures and then the writing and everything is embossed on there. So it's really nice looking. If you open it up, it has, this one is very beautiful. Nice and beautiful inside. But, you know, then again, it should be, because the only thing that anybody ever put in there would be records, right? So that's beautiful. That's really nice. Mm-hmm. You just got to be so careful with this thing. It's like,
yeah, I know.
It's kind of scary.
Yeah.
You know, almost afraid to touch it, you know.
Right.
This is very cool. This is, we put it in here so that it was easy to show. All right. This is the scarf.
The white scarf.
The white scarf, yeah, because there were colors, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember how many?
No, I don't. I think there's a blue one and that one. That's the only ones I know.
Yeah, I think blue and white. I've had the white one in the past. So there's the 1254 image again from the album cover, and down here it says Elvis Presley Enterprises. I showed this part because it has the image and it has the songs. Yeah. From the album, and then down below you can see the Enterprises logo. So that's why I showed this. If you open this up, in one corner there's a great drawing of Elvis that it looks like it's from Love Me Tender. This is pretty cool too. I don't know how many people have the scarf, but that's also a very, very cool piece. I want to recommend this book if anybody gets a chance to get something on the 50s memorabilia. This is a great book. It really does have a lot of pictures And that's the best part, because it even has pictures of the shoes, the tennis shoes, which are super, super hard to find, because, of course, people wore the tennis shoes, and then, they threw them away, right? They wore them out. And they also came in a shoebox, and not too many people kept the shoeboxes back then. So to actually find the shoes with the shoebox is really tough. And then, of course, there's the skirt. There was an Elvis skirt, as you can see in the book there. There were just so many great things, but I highly recommend this book. If you can still get it, I don't know, maybe eBay or whatever. Ready to show the really cool stuff?
Yeah.
All right.
As it'll ever be.
So let's start with something from 1969, and I know a lot of people are going to want to see this. So I got to handle it very careful. If you went to see the show in 1969 at the International Hotel, they were given away, as far as I know. I don't believe they were sold on the souvenir stands. I believe when you went to the first performance, or one of those performances in 69, when he opened at the International Hotel, this was the box that they gave away. Now, I don't know how many of them they made, but there sure aren't a lot of them out there.
Yeah.
For record collectors especially, it's really like the Holy Grail. This is almost like an unboxing. They do videos where people do an unboxing of a new album or whatever.
The saddest thing is I got it at auction, and as soon as I open it, the binding just
what he's talking about is the lid.
The lid
the lid is supposed to open like this.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's attached.
Yeah.
Very much like the Worldwide Gold Award Hits box set, which also comes apart too. Okay. I don't know what material they used, but it was so easy. And I think over the years, it just falls apart. But anyway, it's supposed to open like that, but this one doesn't.
Cracks
now, you said it was connected when you got it, right?
Yes. But as soon as I open it, it just...
Yeah, okay. So anyway, there's the lid inside. All right. You got this at a Graceland auction, just so you know. And this is the certificate that came with it, describing what it is and how rare it is, and this and that. Okay. Now this did not come with the box. This is from Graceland. Okay. Yes. Now here's what came inside the box, because a lot of people, have different opinions and views about what happened or what came inside. I had all three of the boxes. There was a 69 box, a 70 box, and what they called a VIP box. Here's some of the things that went inside. First of all, here's I believe it's a 68 record catalog that goes inside. And you can tell it's from 68 because it advertises the new album, which was the NBC TV special at the time. Here is what appears to be the bonus photo from Elvis in Memphis, but it's not. It's actually a special giveaway photo that they gave away to the people who attended his concert in 69, or his engagements, his concerts at the International Hotel. And so they handed these out. Mm-hmm. All right. So this came inside the box. Then this is really cool. If you saw these somewhere, if you were out shopping and looking for stuff and you saw this picture, you wouldn't think nothing of it. Yeah. Okay. Because it just says Elvis Presley RCA Records. But I ran into these a couple times over the years, and I knew exactly what they were, because this one here from the 68 comeback comes inside the 69 box. This photo is pretty rare. I mean, if you found the photo itself, it's valuable, because you never know if you find the box. Mm-hmm. You might want to have the photo, and if you get a chance to get the photo, get the photo. But that's the photo, and there's nothing on the I see inside they threw in the calendar card, and these were the cards they gave out at the record stores, where it was just a little card and it was supposed to be kept in your wallet, and it had a picture of Elvis on one side, and you flip it over, it had a calendar from the year. You got to have the most important thing for this box to make it complete, really complete, and super valuable, and you have it. Here is, folks, this is the letter, the RCA letter that went inside each box. It probably got discarded a lot when the people went and saw Elvis, because it's just a letter. And it basically just a biography of Elvis, or talks about Elvis. It talks about the 68 comeback special. Okay, it's 9 pages. about his history and about how many records he sold. And it talks about he bought when he bought Graceland, and his first hit was Heartbreak Hotel. But anyway, this is very, very rare. And this one is mint. I mean, this is beautiful. Mm-hmm. Now, there have been bootlegs of this made, or reproductions, just so you're aware. But the one way you can absolutely tell is the paper. Mm-hmm. Because this paper is like a vanilla colored paper. Okay, and I'll give you an example, because I was looking at this. Here is the certificate from Graceland, right? Look at the color. This is a newer paper. This was maybe only a few years ago, right? Mm-hmm. And you can see it.
Yeah.
But this paper is like a vanilla color. So that's one way for sure. But the bootlegs, you know, I guess you have to find this exact paper to make it accurate.
Yeah.
But I've seen bootlegs of this thing where people just wanted to, I don't know where they got it from, and they just threw it with their own box just to say, oh, I've got the letter. But the one way you can tell for sure is the RSA is in red, and the paper is kind of a vanilla color. So it came with 2 records, and one of them is, of course, the NBC TV special, which obviously would be a choice they'd put in there, because Elvis had just done the special and it just aired. And this is in the shrink, and it is a rigid. And for those of you guys out there who are always talking about flat rigids versus deep groove rigids, I looked at this and this album, and I don't want to take it out, but this album is a flat groove. Okay, I don't know what difference it makes, but for those of you who are just curious, like which one is in here, it's the flat groove orange rigid. But the next album that came inside here, let's put it this way, is the from Elvis in Memphis. The only thing about it that was unusual to me was it doesn't have a sticker on it,
right?
Which is, I don't know, kind of strange, because the photo that's in here, it's not the from Elvis in Memphis photo, because it's got a different back. It's in the shrink wrap. It's obviously been open. And for you flat groove and deep groove people, let's see which one this is. This is this is a deep groove. So, and you know what that means, right?
Not really.
All right, you see this circle?
Oh yeah,
that means it's a deep groove.
Deep groove. Okay.
And then the other one has a littler, a tinier circle.
Okay.
I don't care. You don't care.
I know what
but there's people out there
that
I don't know. They care about it. I mean,
as long as it plays, that's the main.
As long as it plays, yeah. So if anybody's curious about it, this is a deep groove.
Okay.
So I don't know if that must mean that these 2 records were pressed at different plants. I don't know. Those are the 2 records it came with. That's the 69 box. All right. So the next one is really cool because this is the rarest of the 3 boxes. There's 3 boxes, the 69, the 70, and this one. And this is the super rarest of the 3 boxes. The reason being that this is a box that they made as a giveaway. This was more of a giveaway in the 70s because they had the 69 box, and then they had another box with the same thing, but it said 1970. This one doesn't say anything. That's why we call it the VIP box, because what they did, according to Joe Esposito, I think it was him who told me, they made this box here so that they could give it to certain people, like VIPs. Mm-hmm. The first box, I think, was just given to everybody who attended, or the first batch of people that attended the opening night. I'm not sure. But this one here, they made so that they could throw anything they wanted in it at any time and give it to VIPs. So anyway, this is the box. This is what it looks like. Okay. And then, is this one still connected?
I think so. I really don't know.
Aha! This one is connected, which means, folks, if I do it this way, you can see the lid is still connected. Okay, so that's very delicate. That's why it's so delicate here. Okay, so why don't you hold that open and I'll show what's in here. Okay, so the first thing we have, and this stuff again, this stuff was kind of thrown in random.
Yeah.
At random. So I've heard different stories of what was in here, but there's a few things in here that I knew for sure was in here, and this is one. This is a photo that's just similar to the other one I showed you, a black and white, and it says Elvis Presley at the bottom and RCA Records, right? Okay, this one here is a shot from That's the Way It Is. Okay, so obviously 1970. So this stuff here was given out after the 1970 box. So anyway, that's the picture. Nothing on the back. It also came with a postcard, all right, which advertised Elvis's concerts, August 10th through the 7th. And then, of course, it came with this photo. And I'm very familiar with this photo because Al DeVorn had many of these. And on the back, it advertises the new box, which is the 50s Gold Award hits. So that's pretty cool. All right, that makes sense. Now the album, you wonder, what album would go in here? It came with On Stage, which would make sense, okay, because this is recorded February 1970, so this was before That's the Way It Is was recorded. So that would lead me to believe that this box probably came out, oh man, somewhere after this was recorded. The 70 box had to been given out during these shows, I would think, because this is February 1970. So that the box that says 70 on it should have been around this time or this engagement. And then this VIP box was given out after that engagement. So anyway, it's Elvis On Stage, and it's a first pressing, and it has the red on the side 1, side 2, and on the top. And then it has, again, for our friends out there who like the flat label, it's a rigid flat label, folks, for those of you who care. But it's the flat label, and this is rigid, hard as a rock. And I can't tell, but it looks to me like it's Indianapolis, the Indianapolis plant. So this is the album that came inside, which is On Stage.
I got this from Fred, and the other was at an auction.
You got the other one from Graceland.
Graceland.
Yeah. Do you still go to those auctions?
No, they don't have them in Memphis.
They don't have them anymore?
Not in Memphis.
They were doing them for a while there because...
They were, but COVID, I think, COVID kind of scared it all away. They haven't done it since COVID hit.
No kidding. Well, that would explain it. Because I have not heard of anything going on.
No, I haven't.
Because you used to go to all of them, right?
I went to one of the ones, when I was down there, and it was in the theater room.
Well, what was it like at those auctions?
Well, they'd show them on the screen, big screen and everything. And
the items?
The items and all, and talk about them, and, people bid on them and so forth. And that's how they did it.
Okay. And then they had telephone bidders, right?
Yeah, they had telephone bidders, people on computers. Yeah, they had a whole long table of them and everything, and a computer over at the corner.
And did you have cards or something you had to hold up?
Flat panels.
Oh, okay.
Wood and everything, with numbers on them.
And how many people do you think bid on this 69 box? I mean, how many times did you have to...
On the 69 box?
Yeah.
I don't know how many times, but I got it for about 3,000 or something. Yeah, so that's what I... Yeah. I think it was 32, 35, I'm not sure.
And I don't think 35 is outrageous at all. I mean, these boxes are so super rare. I've heard on certain occasions that, especially the VIP box complete, sold for like $5,000 recently. So I try to keep up with the market, but it doesn't take. I just did a show, I don't know if you watched it yet, about the value of Elvis records, which are going to go up, which are going to go down. I forgot about these, folks. These will never go down. These will always go up, always go up. And I think right now, these boxes are somewhere in the range of $5,000 a piece. If they're complete, they got to have the letter and all these little things I told you about. But yeah, they're up there. You don't find them on eBay at all. I mean, they just don't show up on eBay because I think anybody who had one, a dealer, would never put it on eBay because they'd be too afraid that,
Right.
people wouldn't see it and the bid didn't get up to where its potential was. This is Las Vegas, right?
Right.
So, how about we bring in Nipper's best friend, the hound dog. This is cool. I don't know how many people know what this is. This is an Elvis Summer Festival dog, and it's got the ribbon on the ear, okay, that says Elvis, what does it say? Elvis Summer Festival. These were sold at the souvenir stands in Las Vegas. There's a famous picture of a hallway at the International Hotel where it was filled with dogs. A long hallway. Carol, do you remember we went to Vegas and we went to that woman's house and she had 3 dogs, full-size dogs. I can't remember what I paid her, but I know now it was a steal. We shipped them, right? Yeah, we actually shipped the dogs home because we couldn't take them on the plane, but they were big, big dogs. It was the same exact dog, except it was off the floor about, 4 feet. It was 4 feet tall. But these are really cool. It has the tag. It was the Smile November Toy Company is where these were made. And I'm not 100% sure, but I think in Al DeVorn's, all of the stuff that Al DeVorn had, all his paperwork, I think there was a receipt in there for the dogs. I'm pretty sure there was. There's a picture of a souvenir stand in Vegas, and there was a list on the above the souvenirs. I don't think these dogs were sold in concert, like in Chicago or any of the places he went. When you saw him, do you ever remember any dogs being sold?
No, not when I saw, the times I saw them. No, I didn't.
Yeah. But the souvenirs, you bought souvenirs, didn't you?
Yeah, I bought souvenirs, the book, the photo books, and the other stuff there, and the pendants and all that stuff and whatever.
But you don't ever remember seeing a dog, right? Like
no.
this. But anyway, this is really cool. You don't see these hardly ever anymore. So I don't know what you paid for this. What do you think you paid? Just guess.
$375.
$375. So you're looking at something that's worth a minimum of $500 now or more. And of course the tall one, thousands.
Yeah, thousands.
For sure, because it was more of a Vegas decoration.
Right.
So
it could be about 2,000 or 3,000.
It could be, yeah. In an auction, you never know what it's going to be. Okay, let me put this back. And we have another box here. Now we're going to slip into the 90s when records had stopped being made. And this is another box that I think is always going to go up in value. And I should have said it on my show. So let's show it. Those of you collectors out there, you know what this is. This is the Collector Gold box set. Now, it's not to be confused with the one from Germany. I have the one from Germany, which I believe I got from you. And it has a sticker that says Elvis in the 90s. This one here, this was an exclusive to Ernest Tubb. And it was in the stores, and it had this sticker on it. It was numbered. And it says it's a limited edition to 10,000 copies, but I don't think that's true. Right. I think it's less. I would venture to say 1,000, and that's it. Okay. Because this thing sold out, and now it's next to impossible to find. And the reason why I say not to be confused, because the only difference between this and the other one is the sticker.
Yeah.
Because the other sticker says Elvis in the 90s, and it was made in Germany. This was pressed in the United States, and it has this big sticker on it with that says what number it is. It says 10,000. I just have a hard time believing that there were 10,000 of these made. I just find that hard to believe. Although you do have number 5,478. Yeah. So that would blow my theory of 1,000, wouldn't it? Anyway, this one is open, and let's see what's inside. The lid comes off. Yeah. And inside is cool. It's basically just
a thin booklet.
Is that the booklet? Oh yeah, it has the booklet first. All right, and the CD set, right? It came out with a CD set, and this is the booklet that goes inside, which is really cool. It even has a Vegas Visitor magazine cover, or tabloid cover. Yeah, wow, it has some pretty cool pictures. It even has a picture of the Colonel receiving some kind of promotional material for Flaming Star. Okay. Right there, which is I don't know what he's got there, but it looks like he has an album or something in a package. You see that? Where it's being shipped to him?
Yeah.
I don't know what that is, but that's pretty cool. And of course, picture with Anne Margaret. And that's because a lot of the stuff in here is movie songs. And then here are the albums. And the sleeves are very thin, by the way, folks. But let's take a look at one of the labels. That's one of the labels, green. So it's a green label, and it has the green cover. And why am I measuring whether it's rigid or not? It doesn't matter. This came out in the 90s. I think they were selling for $50 or $40.
Yes, maybe.
They weren't that much because records weren't being made anymore. I can't remember. If anybody remembers, you can put it in the comments. But anyway, super, super rare, folks. This is another box set that from the 90s that will never go down in value. It's still sought after. I don't even have one in my collection. So the next thing we're going to show came from your friend Buttons.
But before I met her and knew her, she was down in Memphis, and Elvis coming out of the front gates on his motorcycle, and he couldn't drive and smoke at the same time. So he threw it behind him towards the gates, and she beat some other the rest of the people outside the gates and put it in a test tube and plugged it up. And it's his cigar with a plastic tip on it. And the year was February 4th of 77.
I never thought I'd be showing like a collector's item like this, but when you told me about it, I said, "Yeah, you got to bring it. We got to look at it." This is Elvis's cigar
with DNA,
with his DNA on it, folks. So if they ever want to make another Elvis, you could use this cigar. Yeah, I'm not going to take it out, but you can see it was lit.
Yeah, it's partially
partially lit.
Yeah.
So he must have lit it and then got on the motorcycle.
Yeah, and they told her, get rid of it, you can't drive and smoke. And so he pitched it, and Buttons beat the other people to it, and the rest is history.
I'm sorry. I mean, I'm a big Elvis fan, but I just can't see Elvis flings a cigar and a bunch of people running for the cigar and beating each other up to try to get to a used cigar. I don't know. I never thought I'd show this as a collector's item, but I thought, it's interesting.
Yes.
But, so this is February
4th of 77.
Of 77. And she even remembered the date?
Well, she found a paper where she wrote down about when she got it. And she's making me a copy of it.
I'm trying to see if there's any teeth marks. Oh my God. Well, there it is, folks. You never know what's going to show up on this show. You never know what everybody collects. But this is in Neil's collection, and you have it on display and everything?
I have it on display on a cigar wooden base where it kind of cradles long ways in there. And I'm gonna put a tape thing on the front and put on there February 4th, 77, put all that on there.
All right.
That would go for some bucks at an auction.
It might, because there's no reason not to believe it.
And she gave it to him at 2003 or 4. She gave it to me as a gift.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this like the only thing that you have of Elvis that was kind of owned by him or he touched or whatever?
I think so. Yeah. Now, there's a bumper sticker talking about Tupelo, Mississippi, and he's holding the thing in his hand and showing it inside a bracelet and inside the front door and everything. And it's a picture of him holding it, and it's in the frame with the picture. It's a photograph with him holding it.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, and it's in a frame.
Yeah, he's got so much stuff on the walls and everything.
Yeah,
it's incredible, including that jacket you got from in Las Vegas.
Yeah,
pretty cool stuff. It's not anything that he personally owned, but it's a jacket that was sold as a souvenir. Not very many people know about it. But anyway, thanks again, Neil, for coming.
Oh, you're welcome.
I appreciate it.
Sure thing.
All right, and we're gonna wrap things up by saying, This is the Collecting the King Show. I'm Robert Alaniz,
Neil Spencer from Knoxville, Tennessee.
and we're out of here, folks.